Well, joining a sorority can make a college experience, but getting rejected before you even take the first class is not a great way to start the college years. Here with tips on how to handle sorority recruitment is Wendy, a consultant and owner of Nipsey Designs Consulting. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, so this is crazy to me that there's actually, consultants for sorority recruitment. I mean, it's been a few years since I went through it, but my daughters have been through it recently, and I can see how it could be helpful. But explain to me what you do.
Well, what I do is I help young ladies prepare for the recruitment process. Most colleges and universities have sorority recruitment, which used to be called Rush, in the fall before classes start. So I help them with the networking process, creating their own social resume, helping them to film their introduction video, if that applies. At most schools it does. And I'm just their coach and their person to go to. I talk to them the entire week of recruitment, and I help the moms too.
Okay,
because the moms are kind of going through it as well.
Yeah.
But
well, let's start with networking, because what does that mean in this kind of realm of sorority recruitment?
I would say the best way to network is you really want to have as many girls on the inside that know you as possible. You could start as early as in the fall, going up for football games or just going to visit the school or any friends that you may have up there. Also, social media is very, very important. Having an active social media account is the easiest way for most girls to find out, exactly what your vibe is and what you're like, and you want to be in their face as much as possible, so they recognize you.
Yeah. So I imagine your Instagram page is very important, and so you need to be careful about what's on there. You really want to present yourself well. So do you kind of go through their Instagram and put a lot of stuff? You do a lot of deletes, I imagine.
I do. Well, I don't recommend deletes. I recommend that they archive.
Okay.
Usually, most of my girls from Florida, we're going to have to archive some photos. Most of them are beach related, and that can be a struggle for some girls. But it's just a couple of months. It's just kind of part of the game and the process. Not much different than getting ready to look for a job or an internship. You want to present your best self. And watching what you post on Instagram is very, very important. Yeah,
and you said you like to look at this as a big picture, kind of, not just for sorority recruitment, but it's good lessons for applying for that first job.
It really is. And these girls are, 17, 18 years old. They're going off to this, to maybe far away for college, and some of them may not be used to, having a disappointment here and there, which they're probably going to have during this recruitment process. And I try to make it big picture. These are tools and skills that you're going to need in the future when you're getting out in the real world for a job. And I just try to make it a little bit easier for them. And I think if they know what to expect, it makes things a lot easier.
Well, let's talk about that video for a minute, because that has become very popular. It kind of started with COVID, but they continued it.
It did.
So now most girls have to present like a minute or 2 minute video of themselves.
Well, that would be a really long video.
Well, at Florida, it was about a minute or two.
It is, but I can tell you right now that they probably only get through about 25 seconds. We know our attention spans are a lot shorter than they used to be. But yes, the video has replaced the first round of recruitment at most schools and universities. There are a few schools that don't have it, but it's something that you can't edit. You can't, you have to be in a plain background, and you've got to just be electric the whole time, and that can be challenging. They film it multiple times. And I make them do it over and over until it's perfect.
Now, is there a sweet spot? Because I know you don't want it to look too overly produced, like with too much lighting, or is there, what's your advice when someone's filming their video?
Well, there's pretty strict requirements provided by each campus panhellenic department. So they don't want a lot of props. They don't want professional lighting. They just want a little picture of you. And to get a better understanding of your personality.
Well, now, you said you could kind of keep in touch with the girls during that week, which
Yes.
can be extremely stressful.
It is.
What advice do you have, for the girls as they go through and they get when they become disappointed?
Well, they tell me now that they can handle a little disappointment, but when it actually happens, it's definitely challenging. I just try to help them remember that they're going to be happy at the end of this process. Almost everybody is.
Yeah.
There's got to be 5 girls in every sorority that you would love to get to know.
Yeah.
I mean, at least 5.
Right.
And just hang in there, because it's only a couple more days.
Absolutely. And the girls going through Rush, they meet girls that end up in other sororities, so it's a win-win.
Absolutely.
for
It
everyone.
really is.
Yeah.
It really is. It should enhance your college experience.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for those tips. Really
Yeah,
appreciate it.
thanks for having me.
And if you would like to get in touch with Wendy, you can find her on Instagram at Nipsey Designs Consulting.